Welcome, dear Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and guests, to the power of the voice. Voice is very important for a speech. And I have taken only the guidelines from our manual so that when we go back home, we can go through the same manual to refresh with whatever has been discussed here. Basically, voice, according to Toastmasters International, they say qualities of a good speaking voice are pleasant, natural, forceful, expressive, and easily heard. Pleasant, of course. When you come here to talk in front of a nice audience, you won't want to have a grumpy voice, sad voice, worried voice. So please take care so that you don't fight with your husband or wife at home and come here to give a speech. Definitely not happening. And then you'll say, yes, good evening, Toastmasters. So are you be worried because you fought with your wife? What will I do getting back home? How will I enter the house after the speech? No. So have a pleasant voice. It makes and gives a lot of warmth to yourself. Natural. Of course you have to be natural. Because if you are in your own skin, you're more comfortable. Like when you talk at home, do you put on an accent? No. Of course, we find many people very attractive when they speak in a particular manner. Over a period of time, when you start observing them, you can imbibe those qualities and learn from them definitely, but make them your own. Be very natural. And you have such a wonderful organization as Toastmasters, which is so supportive. So you can try various ways and decide what suits best for you. So you can be as natural as you are at home. And you have 20 Toastmasters, your home club, where you can do whatever you want and still you'll be appreciated and thanked. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So definitely you have to be natural. I used to see some children in the beginning when they came to our club. Good evening, Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Like some American style. Why we are Indians? Yeah, ma, they say also. No problem. But then, because we speak English, we have to speak English the right way with the right grammar. So we have to be natural with the right things of the language. Forceful. Forceful, according to me, is being sincere to every word you say. Believe in your topic. When you say something you're talking about, you have written the speech. So you believe in it. So you can't come here and say everyone should wear a pillion. The pillion also should wear a helmet. You may not believe in it. Then there's no point in talking about it. When you're forceful, it relates to the audience. It transcends to the audience. So naturally, they start believing in you. You have to be sincere. And for that, you have to be forceful. Like many a time, if somebody is late every day at work, come early, please come on time. You tell them 4 times, 5 times. It never bothers them. Be here on time. Next day is there on time. So that is being forceful. Expressive. Of course, having come here, let us entertain our guests. Let us entertain our audience. Be expressive. What does it matter? And if your speech has got various kinds of emotions, you have to express them. Otherwise, it's a deadpan expression. I am very happy. Are you happy? I am very happy for you. And many a time, I'm sure you can see through it when you are not expressing what you feel. Have you not seen our children many a time, especially teenage daughters, when they come, I have a boyfriend, they say, instead you're boiling and angry, and you'll say, very nice. Mom, you're not being honest, I can see it in your face. So, there's a conflict of emotions which we should not have. So, when you're expressive, express what you really feel through your speech, and it impacts the audience. Easily heard. Of course you have to be heard. I repeat this word of course because you will have written the speech, taken effort to write the speech, getting it mentored, editing it, re-editing it, re-editing it. Why can't it be heard? It better be heard. For all that effort you have taken, it should be heard. And normally, when you give a speech, it should reach the last person in the audience. Depends on the size of the room. And of course, when the room is bigger, you have a mic. You don't have to shout, but then you have to be heard. Next, we go characteristics of a good voice. One, volume is very important to be heard, like I said earlier, and it has its own impact. Each emotion has a different volume. When you're sad, the volume goes down a little. When you're happy, it goes up. And when you are very, very, what should I say, for example, let us take this baby of 8-month-old who doesn't understand any language. It's crawling towards to make some mischief. You say, no baby. It looks back, smiles, continues. No baby. Smiles, continues. The third time, you know it is going to hurt, it says, no! It'll stop and come back crying to you. So the volume has an impact. So volume is very important. And then, pitch. Normally, there is a kind of confusion between pitch and volume. We almost feel it's the same, but it is not so. Last time when I came here, there was this young lady, I don't know if she's come today, who talked. I am from Xerox machine, and then I am very different from the others. Who was that?
Yes.
Seaman.
Sneha. Yes. Her pitch is high, whereas my pitch is lower. Pitch is something which is related normally to the musical scale, but then some people have a slightly squeakier voice or a basal voice. There's somebody at the door, I think. So here, pitch. Normally, we should not speak at the same pitch. It becomes very boring. Or not shout all the time. That is again boring. Or squeaky voice continuously again is boring. So we vary the pitch here and there a little. So if Usha Uttam comes with, hello Bangalore, how are you? She will say. Whereas Sneha will say, hello Bangalore, how are you? So the pitch keeps varying depending on the emotion. For example, when you meet friends, how is your pitch? High pitch. Hi, how are you? Wah, wah. That is high pitch. But when you lecture the teenage youngster, you have no study, I have got very tired of you, come home very late every day. The student who has slept off, your son or not will have slept off by the time. So we should keep the pitch varied just to wake up the audience in between. That's all. Rate. Rate is the number of words you speak per minute. Our Toastmaster manual says 135 words to 160 words per minute. But you can't sit and count all the words. The main intention to say that is, you say the speed rate is so that every word is understood in the right manner which you intend to do. For example, my father-in-law used to speak very fast. And I was one bindas person, not bothering to listen to what he said properly also. It was right on Ekadashi day. There was a temple opposite our house. And he said, Shylaja, I'm giving you I didn't bother to hear properly. He said he had kept the key and gone to the temple. I thought he has taken the key and gone to the temple. I'm a person who never goes to the temple, and that day I was so enthusiastic, dressed myself up very nicely, went out of the door, ta-dang, I pulled the door. Got locked. There was no key to enter the house. 2 hours later, after talking to everyone, happily chatted to all my friends in the temple, I came back home. A long queue of people are standing on the staircase. I wondered why. They all had kept their footwear in our house. That is because he spoke so fast, I didn't understand anything. So the rate should be right enough for everyone to understand. Another example. My son, I hope all of you understand Kannada. Ma, I'm chocolate. Ma, I'm chocolate. I said, yeah, chocolate beka. Chocolate beka. I said, if you go to the shop and ask for chocolate, they give you chocolate. Because you are not clear. And today's youngsters I have observed, whatever. Never. And whenever I told my daughter something, whatever. Okay. So please maintain the rate so that every meaning is understood the way it is intended and not misunderstood. Quality. Quality basically is a combination of everything. It should be pleasant, the rate should be right, pitch should be correct, and the combination of everything is the best quality speech. So this is about the characteristics of a good voice. Going by volume, pitch, rate, and quality. Silence is gold. Sometimes you need to allow the audience, allow your words to sink into their heads. And sometimes it can be very dramatic. Again, Kannada, one example, because for those who don't understand, maybe I'll explain afterwards. One day my son came to me and said, "Nimma appa poli." Sa? Police? Poli? Sa? I said, huh? What? He said, no, Nimma appa poli. Sa? He added after the gap. So it is very dramatic sometimes. Another instance. My daughter, my son and I were sitting and chatting. We have an aunt of 85 years called Revati aunt. And we were all talking something and laughing, and suddenly I remembered I had to tell them something. So you know what, Revati auntie? And paused. Immediately they said, Daida. Should she die? So the human mind works in a standard fashion. You just watch. It thinks in the same way. All 50 of you, I'm sure here would have thought she's dead. She's still alive. Be expressive. Like I said earlier, there are various kinds of emotion. Sad, happy, anger, sarcasm. There are various kinds of emotion. Please make use of all that. You think you're talking at home with somebody, conversing with them, automatically, naturally, your expressions will come out. And don't be inhibited, because you have the Toastmasters to be supportive of you. And each time you come and talk here, even if you make mistakes, it's okay. Keep trying. And then you will lose all your inhibitions, and even when you go elsewhere, you will be able to speak very well. Finally, rehearse. Rehearsal is very important. You will have got it mentored, you will have written everything, and you have written in a particular fashion. But each time you rehearse, you get a new perspective into your own speech. Where to pause, how to pause, why should I increase the volume, why shouldn't I reduce the volume to better effect. So that rehearsal is very important. Plus, we have written about 1,000 words. We don't know what our rate is. So sometimes if you are a slow speaker, it will stretch beyond 7 minutes. So rehearsal helps, and we can cut down on our speech and manage at our own speed. So that is very important to rehearse. Rehearse 100 times, 1,000 times. And there is one Toastmaster. She is very enthusiastic, but her language is very poor. You know what? She by heart, paragraph by paragraph, 4 lines. And you know, she rehearses so well. It comes out very beautifully at the end of it. So the hard work is very important to rehearse, and for it to come out here very naturally as if you haven't put any effort at all. So that is very important. I have also rehearsed, okay? So summing up, I would like to say, voice in a speech is important to communicate. Be pleasant, but manage your speech rate. Be natural with the right kinds of pitch so that your speech moves smoothly without any hitch. Be forceful and be easily heard so that all your efforts succeed undeterred. Play with the volume with multiple expressions, but manage the quality to give the right impressions. Fear not to give the silence in between, for it is that which gives your speech that extra sheen. So arise awake and stop not till it becomes a habit to be the best speaker. In turn, one day you will be a great leader. Right.